Hey everybody, it's Brandie Posey and welcome to another episode of Burn This Podcast, the podcast where we sit down with the artists of Burn This Records and sometimes rock stars. That's fun, right? Isn't it fun the things I do for you? My little burners, my little burn units. Also, I just want to say you haven't been getting a lot of episodes because we've been working on building out the YouTube. So if you have not subscribed to youtube.com/burnthisrecords, we are releasing some video over there, audio and video, because we are dipping our toes into the future and trying to do our damn best. If you haven't watched Milk Job, my debut comedy special, please go watch it. I'm incredibly proud of it. It's very funny. And also, every hour that special gets watched is one step closer to us monetizing the YouTube channel to be able to offer that to our artists. You don't have to watch just my thing. There's a lot of other stuff. That's just the longest thing that's on there. And everything that's on there is great though. So please check it out. We also have a lineup of mini specials that have started dropping called the No Coast Comedy Club, produced by Zach Peterson. The first one is from Gary Curtis that we released on Juneteenth, and Cameron Logston is coming out in the middle of July, a week after Sal Calanni's next album comes out, which is who we are talking with today here on the podcast. Sal Calanni is a comic from San Francisco. As a person, he is from Cleveland, Ohio, and he's a fucking delight. He's got a voice like a goddamn cartoon character and just is a great dude who's worked his ass off and has toured all over this country in every capacity. It's been so good getting to know Sal during this whole process. We have a lot of people in common, and a lot of times in comedy, you'll have been, doing it for decades, and then you'll meet somebody that also has, and your paths just don't cross until you end up working together 20 years into a career. And that's where me and Sal are at. And it's been an absolute delight getting to know him in this process. And I'm really excited to be working together. His album is called Mental Spillness, and it is available everywhere on Friday, July 10th. But you can buy it on Amazon, iTunes, and Bandcamp now. And then also after July 10th into the future, you can stream it then. But, support live artists, man. Shit's hard in these streets, and we're all just doing our damn best. So subscribe to the YouTube. Buy Mental Spillness, do all the things, because we are just trying to make a company and a roster that we're proud of. And I'm really happy to have Sal as a part of that legacy and history. All right, enjoy my conversation with Sal Calanni.
We don't need no water, let the motherfucker burn.
This podcast. You got a real good voice for podcasts. You have a nice voice?
Nice has not been the word used often.
Oh,
it's raspy. It's
it's evocative. I think it's got a nice character to it.
Did I tell you? Are we recording now?
Yeah, we just started.
Oh, God.
I like to marinate it a little bit.
Well, it's funny you say that because I was in East LA a couple weeks ago. Now, I know LA is kind of tough and could be rough, but we still have thespians here. But when you go to East LA, it's a real deal, right?
Yeah.
And I was in this neighborhood, and these young teenage kids, it's summer break, and they rode by on their bikes, and they saw me, and they popped wheelies, two of the four, and then they went off. And then I was going by, and I saw them again, like a half hour later, and they saw me again, and they popped the wheelies. And then one kid almost lost control, ran into the stop sign. And I said, don't run into the stop sign. And the smallest kid in the group goes, "What the fuck did you just say?" And I was like, "No, don't stop and roll the stop sign." And he goes, "Don't roll into the stop sign." Like, dude, my fucking raspy voice. I was like, what the fuck?
You got roasted.
Like, East LA hits different, man.
Yeah,
it was the smallest kid.
They're like, "Yeah, watch this." And they just whack the stop sign as hard as they can.
They were about to whack me as hard as they could. So I was like, wow, man, it's rough in these streets.
Yeah, definitely. I've been seeing the wheelie bikes are big.
Yeah.
I was just in DC and I saw a gang of probably 50 of them rolling around, and I was like,
that's so funny.
I just feel like popping wheelies wasn't tough when we were kids. At least when I was a kid, it was.
It was
cool.
It was cool.
Yeah,
it wasn't tough though. We had mopeds where I grew up. We didn't have motorbikes really.
Cleveland, right?
Yeah, I had a friend. He would how dangerous is this? I had my bike and he had a moped, and I would just hold on to his handle while riding my bike, and he'd just pull me along and he'd be flying down the street.
I mean, honestly, Jackass was huge when I was a kid, so we always did Jackass shit. Like we had a dumpster behind the Salvation Army that was only for the Salvation Army. So on Fridays and Saturdays, we go to the dumpster and be like, whatever we find is what the weekend holds. So we'd be like, oh, there's a couple of sleds and a chain.
Where'd you grow up?
Maryland.
Oh, funny.
Like suburb of Baltimore, between Baltimore and DC.
Okay, cool, cool.
Yeah, it was.
Were you all in the crab and shit?
Oh God, yeah.
Really?
Absolutely. Yeah. Thanks for knowing that, because
oh yeah,
I find a weird thing out here in LA is that, like, at least people that are born on the West Coast, they think that Massachusetts and Maryland are the same thing. And it's completely different.
Right.
They just don't respect the original 13, the OG 13.
That's funny. Yeah. I'm from Cleveland, so I know like, and then football, we always play Baltimore.
Yeah.
So I know all about their,
the Browns. Yeah. That's a whole thing.
I've been to Arlington. I haven't done Baltimore.
You'd love Baltimore.
Yeah.
I think it's one of the most underrated cities in the country. It's a fucking blast.
You go back much?
I try to get through at least once or twice a year.
Wow.
My family's all still there, so I'm like the only one that's moved away. And then it's got like a good. There's a new club that's fun that just has like good. They book a lot of good comics.
Oh, nice.
And then there's a lot of weird little indie shows and don't tells and stuff. And Baltimore's cool because it's a city that you can still like. You can still get a decent place for like $500 and like be an artist.
Damn, really?
Yeah.
Home of The Wire.
Yeah, absolutely.
Maybe I'll go to Baltimore, eat some crab, and hang out on a couch in the projects.
You might like it, honestly.
Yeah, just be like, it's a lot cheaper than LA. He's screwing me in LA.
No, I mean, true. You know what's funny? I know you're from Cleveland, but I need to ever remind myself of that because I always think you're from Philly. Have you ever done any time in Philadelphia?
I've done Philly. I've done Philly a few times. I like Philly. Philly's the one place where they really like Italians.
No, that's why. I went to college in Philly. So, so I'm always like, Italian, Philly. I have this hardcore.
Speaking of Baltimore, I met Joe Flacco at a show in Philly.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, because he used to go to college out there, and it was in the summer. He just won the Super Bowl. And I was opening, it was me and Doug Benson and Bert Kreischer. Or Benson did like a special set, and I was like featuring, and I had this Browns joke. I didn't do it on this one; it was the last album. But basically, but then afterwards, like Flacco went up to Bert Kreischer and said, "Hey, I really like that Browns joke." And he goes, "I didn't say that." It was like that was Sal, the opener. And then I came to they were hawking merch, and Bert goes, "Yeah, Joe Flacco was here and just said he liked your joke." I'm like, "Get the hell out of Joe Flacco! He was here." And I went outside. I saw him outside.
Oh, shit.
And then we were talking, and then I got a picture with him, and then he gave his wife his camera to take a picture. And his camera was all shattered. He had like a broken glass. I'm like, you got just the huge like contract. I'm like, you just got $100 million contract, Joe. You got a broke ass thing. And then he came back in and hung out for a minute. Yeah, he was cool. His wife, I remember met his wife. She was pregnant at the time. And now, he's had like tons of kids, and he's played on the Browns since then. And now he's on the Bengals, I believe. So, no, I love Joe Flacco. My paisan who won the Super Bowl that
Super
one
Bowl.
time.
Yeah.
He's big too.
Yeah.
Like, I'm a tall guy. He like towered over me.
Really?
His hands are huge. Like, you see why they're professional football
they're like
players.
Gladiator dudes
like
in person.
Right. Yeah.
That's cool. I haven't met Joe, but I was in the Baltimore Ravens marching band my senior year of high school.
Okay.
Because I was a marching band kid, and I was like, what?
Nerd!
Yeah, I want to play more marching band. So I joined the Baltimore Ravens, and that was the first year they won the Super Bowl.
Okay.
And
way back.
Yeah. That's in
when
2000.
you all stole our team.
Yeah.
And then you took them there.
Well, I didn't.
You personally told Art Modell.
I actually don't give a fuck about football. I just wanted to play more marching band.
That's funny. Like, who gives it the most? The football.
Yeah.
That's
I was like, I'll go do that. But also that year was crazy because I was in the Baltimore Ravens marching band. They won the Super Bowl. And also, unfortunately, I did march in George Bush's first inaugural parade.
Wow, that's funny.
We played Louie Louie for the president in like January 2001.
That's funny. That's funny. Well, hey, if Michelle Obama could be his friend now, it's okay.
Yeah, exactly.
You know, we've seen how it could get worse.
Yeah.
So it's okay.
We didn't know at the time. I was like 17, just like, well, there's a president, I guess.
He was dumb and fun.
Yeah.
Dumb and dangerous.
That's so funny.
But it could be worse. It could be vile and dangerous.
Yeah. No, exactly. As you get older, that you find the different notes of evil. I think.
Right.
Like a fine wine.
You see it quicker too. Yeah, you're like, I see what you're doing there.
Anyone else during the Capitol riots catch themselves scanning the crowds, looking for family members? Like, is that cousin Charlie? What's he doing with those horns on his head? Told you he's an idiot. So I had to block a lot of my cousins online. And then I found a website where you could replace them with more open-minded cousins. And it's called Ancestry.com. And I went on there and I found out, this is a true story, I have a half Italian, half Vietnamese first cousin. Yeah, because let's just say I had an uncle who did more than fight for his country in Vietnam. So then her whole family grew up there in Vietnam, and then they moved to Garden Grove. They went from the jungle to the garden, right? And the first thing after lockdown, I went and met them. Now here's the thing. Italian, Vietnamese, both very height-challenged people, all right? So I'm like 6'3", so no matter what family gathering I go to, I'm always the tallest one, right? I feel like Gandalf hanging out with the hobbits, right? Just like, hey, Uncle Frodo, how you doing there, buddy, huh? You want to get up on my shoulder? There you go. Run along, you little scamp. Keep Lord of the Rings white. But food brought us together. And Italian, Vietnamese, both very passionate about their food, right? For instance, they got vermicelli rice noodles, we got vermicelli wheat noodles. Or sandwiches, they got banh mi, we got panini. Or dessert, che bao mao, cannolis. Just marinating the cultures. We got a sitcom coming out this fall called, Hey, Get the Fuck Out of Here.
So you're a big football guy, huh?
Yeah, sports. Because Cleveland, we don't have much going on. So, like, sports is big. So the Browns are definitely the biggest. And Cleveland, it was the Indians, now it's the Guardians, the baseball, and then the Cavs. And, like, I used to work at the ballpark in the late 90s, and that everyone came out. And we were just talking about this because this guy... I was telling this guy the Knicks just won. He's a big Knicks fan. Oh, it was so great being there. The city comes together. But it's really true. It's cliche, but sports do bring people together. And, like, Cleveland's, like, a very segregated town. Like, like the whole Midwest, a lot of that shit's segregated. And, like, the Rust Belt. And but that would bring people together. And especially in those 90s, we set the record for most sold-out show games in history, like 350 something.
Oh, wow.
But also, there were no Browns at the time.
Yeah,
Y'all stole them. So we had no thing. So I didn't even watch football at that time. I ain't fuck football. I ain't watching old football. I'll never have to watch again. So you broke my heart, football. So then, and the Indians went to 2 World Series during that time, which we never saw.
Yeah.
And of course, they lost them both, and it's been dry ever since. We now hold the biggest drought since the Cubbies and the Sox both won since then, and now we have the drought record. And but thank God for our Saint LeBron, who came through and gave us our one championship 10 years ago, and the Browns are still waiting for that Super Bowl. Never been.
It'll happen.
Never been,
we'll it'll happen. And I will, just to set the record straight, I'm sorry that we stole the Browns, but also the Colts were stolen from us.
Colts were stolen from you guys
at some point earlier. I know that much.
No, yeah, the Colts are stolen, and then Art Modell in the middle of the night took the Browns over. They fired Bill Belichick and moved the team to Baltimore. And our number 1 pick went to you guys, which ended up being Ray Lewis.
Oh, yeah.
We could have had a
Ray Lewis.
Well, we could have Bill Belichick and Ray Lewis, and we didn't even have a team. So, it's tough being a fan, but it is what it is. So, I still watch them every week. My cousin will come over, my Italian cousin Joey, and we'll watch the Brownies. Because thank God I got I ain't got money, but I got friends with money, and one of them has the ticket, so
Yeah.
he's a Browns fan, so he lets me watch it on his ticket.
That's sick. That's
Yeah.
fine.
So, and then once you do it, you can never go back. So I hope he forever,
Yeah.
renews that.
Yeah, exactly. You're like, hey, you hold the subscriptions
I'm like,
for
and
me.
you're the one bragging about how much money you make, so keep flexing, please.
Yeah, exactly. Hey, look, if I'm not going to get it, I'm going to need you around to handle this for me. I got some people like that too. Yeah. It's a weird ecosystem in comedy where you're
Hey,
just
man.
like, all right. Like, I always find like, I'm like, all right, if I don't have a pool, as long as I know people, that's a good gauge of my career is like, I have more pools the more time I'm in it. I don't have one, but
You know people with them.
yeah, it's filling out.
I got pool connections.
Yeah, I got pool connections. That's always like my gauge of where things are going. If I lose a pool, I'm like, okay, shit, we gotta. What's happening out there? It's all good.
It's funny.
Man, so are you 50%? You're 100% Italian, huh?
No, I'm
Okay.
half.
Okay.
My father was born and I'm first generation though, because my father was born and raised in Sicily. He came here when he was like 15.
That's cool.
And then he met my ma, and she was like from Czech. Her family's from Czech.
Do you know
She was here though.
You got dual passports then, or?
No, man. So fucking Italians. So what they did was between these certain years when my dad came in the 50s, but anything between like the war in the 40s up to like 2000, the past 50 years there, anyone who left Italy and went to another country, you gave up your citizenship in Italy.
Oh, come on.
So now, even if your parents was born there, I can't just like sign up and get in. And everyone who's told me like the only way you could do it in that situation is with lawyers, and it costs thousands of dollars to get that done to get that. So it's kind of messed up. But yeah, they changed it in 2000, so no anyone's parents at that point. But there never was the loophole hasn't changed. Like that
Nah.
middle, there was no grandfather clause for those other cats.
That
So yeah,
sucks.
I know. Isn't that stupid?
Yeah, I'm a quarter Italian. My great grandparents moved here from Sicily, and
Okay,
yeah.
fellow Sicilian.
Yeah, fellow Sicilian. Have you ever been?
No.
I've never gotten to go.
Have you gone to Italy at all? No, me neither.
Never been to Europe.
I've been to Paris.
Yeah.
So,
Oh,
and I
yeah,
talk
my
about
album.
it in
Talk
the
about
album.
yeah.
Coming out July 10th, Mental Spillness.
Hell yeah.
On Burn This Records.
Hell yeah.
But yeah, I went to Paris and it was amazing. And I was saying though, my dad would be rolling in his grave, be like the first time I went to Europe and I didn't go to Italy. I went to France. Well, Paris is awesome, man. Paris
Yeah.
is its own world, and I should try and write material about that time. It was too awesome though and healing at the time, and I needed it. And then I remember I sang it after like a few days there, and I went. Saw Jim Morrison's grave, and I was like singing in the rain in December in Paris, walking to, and I was like, and then you go there in the fucking graveyard, looks like it's out of a movie. With it's like someone took all these tombs and just threw them on a hill, and then there's crows and ravens and like like these tombs, like in these statues. It was like cool, man.
That's awesome.
And then you finally find it. Like it's hard to find his grave. You're looking around, there it is, and it was kind of fenced in, which I was like, fuck that. I hopped the fence, I got an old selfie,
Hell
and
yeah.
then took some pictures, and then got out. But yeah, it was a cool time. And then I walked out, and then there's just some cafe in there, and you go in the cafe. They had a vegan meal where I got like. In France, it's like courses. So I got the soup course. You get a little salad course. You get I had a ravioli that was vegan, and then you got a vegan dessert, and you wouldn't even tell it was vegan, and it was all $19.
Damn.
And no tip. You don't have to tip.
Yeah.
It's like amazing. So every corner, everything, the food was amazing. Like it's just a different way of life, man. The food, you notice it's better. You know what I mean? Like that's the thing. Like, where's these jokes? I didn't even do comedy there. I did stand up a couple nights. I talked to some people and I did some sets, and they're like inside bars in the basements, and like it's cool. And they like American comedy because it's fast and punchy, and there's shit's more stories, I guess. So, but yeah, great town. Not much industry, but
Can I just say, I like that you haven't written jokes about it. I think it's important to still have stuff for us, right?
Right.
Like, to eventually you can, but
I
it's
do like telling, I do like telling stories and stuff about, and especially trying to open experiences.
Yeah.
I mean, like I was in Canada recently, and I definitely work on more Canadian stuff, but that's funnier stuff. But also that, like, I went to Banff and it was beautiful, and I saw all these like wild, what are the Rams?
Oh yeah,
the Rocky Mountain Rams, right? And they were in the.
cool.
So I come around this turn, and there's a sign for them, and then I was like, all right, yeah, like, what are the chances? And I come around the hill, and there's a pack of 30 of them, a herd of 30 of them just eating, and it's amazing because you never see it on. I watch all that nature stuff, and you never see it in there because you never see a herd and how they act, and they have like the male in the front protecting, a male in the middle, a male checking the rear, and then back, and then they're looking at me, and I'm like, oh shit, I better get this car going. I don't want to get rammed. And there's 30, and then there's babies eating the grass and the little cows. Like it was beautiful, and I started tearing up and choking up. I'm like, because you never see that kind of level of nature. You know what I mean?
Totally, yeah.
So yeah, I love that stuff. I love that stuff.
I do love the animals. I love the ocean. I love animals. Did you guys hear about the gay whales last year? Did you all hear about the gay whales? Yeah, first time ever. For the first time ever, they photographed 2 male whales having sex. And yeah, the internet went crazy. They're like, the whales are in love. The whales are in love. And I get it, all right? We all grew up on Disney. We love the animals with the big eyes and the human emotions. The problem is, in the animal kingdom, that shit ain't true, all right? Like, there's plenty of gay animals, all right? I saw a whole special on a gay gorilla. He couldn't hook up with any female gorillas, so then he started, hanging out with dudes, and then he was like, all these male gorillas are like, well, fellas, we can't let these hard-ons go to waste. So then they were gay for a while, then he wasn't, It's natural in the animal kingdom, all right? But these gay whales, however, I read past the headline, and what they didn't tell you is one of these whales was older and elderly, and they didn't know if he was hurt or injured or sick. And then this young bull swam by and noticed that and thought, I could take advantage of this. So then he starts following this old whale for hours and harassing him. And then this old whale came across this boat and tried to use it to separate the two of them. That's how they got all these great pictures. But eventually that old whale couldn't fight anymore, and he succumbed. And that young bull got up behind him, lubed himself up with the jellyfish. And let's just say this wasn't Cinderella, you guys. This was Shawshank, okay? He wasn't fighting Nemo. He was fucking someone's Nano. And I felt so bad for this old whale. I just imagine him going, this sucks. Why are you just taking pictures? I wanted your help. Don't post this on Instagram. The animal kingdom's crazy, man. Like, you guys know about the cuckoo birds? You know about the cuckoo birds? Cuckoo birds is one sick bastard. What the cuckoo birds do is they fly around looking for another bird's nest. And once they find it, they drop their egg in and take off. They go, you handle that shit now. And then what happens is the baby cuckoo bird is born before the others. And the first thing it does is demands food. So then the mom flies off to get it food. And the next thing this baby cuckoo bird does, it pushes the other eggs out of the nest. It literally performs an abortion when it's seconds years old. And do you know where a majority of these cuckoo birds live? Southern states with total abortion bans. I'm like, what about the cuckoo birds, you hypocrites? What about the cuckoo birds? But instead they celebrate them with little clocks on the wall, like, kick you, kick you. Oh, what time is it? Time to go to my anti-abortion rally.
Every album I've done an animal thing. There's the last time was big on pandas. This one I've got the gay whales, which I should cut that together. I haven't cut the gay whales clip, but
it's
and
Pride
the cuckoo
Month.
birds.
You're
Oh
missing-
yeah,
you're
I should
missing it.
totally take advantage of Pride. Yeah, it's. I think some of it, the special. I think some of. I only had the one take. I had one chance, and like sometimes when you hear shit really pop on, other times like, oh man, why couldn't you all? But
yeah, well, you also have a guy. Did you know the guy in the audience that loved you so much he couldn't stop saying it?
No, dude, that guy. Oh man, so that was a whole thing, and yeah, that is a great riff on it.
Yeah.
And I thought that could have done better as a clip out there, but no. So what happened is I do I invited everybody. It was a Tuesday night too,
Yeah.
man, and like it's hard, but I still had some people in SF I knew, and it was a good crowd. Like it wasn't sold out, but it was damn near. So
Yeah.
like I hit the bonus, so that was cool.
Awesome.
So then they pack it in, and I played basketball all the time up there. I bring a guy I used to play ball with. I invite him. He comes. I haven't seen him in 10 years. He comes, sits right up front, and brings this friend.
Oh no! This is always who the guy. It's always that guy.
And I'm like, what the fuck? And early on, if you tell, I'm talking about the first things they talk about: East Hollywood, West Hollywood, and I go, I live in East Hollywood, better than the West. I'm like,
Oh no!
I'm like, I put money up to pay and record this and all these cameras, and this fucker's gonna ruin the whole thing.
No.
And everybody was looking the whole time. And then, when I did that thing about my brother or whatever made him really go off, and it was not even him just laughing. He was hitting the table and this and that. And luckily, the guys got it on camera.
Yeah.
And then I hit him with the racial line, and wishing sometimes he'd sit in the back. And my friend, it was really cool. It was just a real reaction. That's why I kept it in, because my friend like dapped me up and was laughing, and everyone kind of broke the ice too, because everybody knew this guy was going to be a possible nuisance.
Yeah.
And that's one of the thing when you've done it long enough, you know how to handle that situation.
Yeah.
Fine.
Yeah.
Especially when it's someone who's trying to help. Mm-hmm. But if you notice too, it never really stopped.
No.
It came back a few more times, it was like, and you don't want to be an asshole. Like there was a few times when you first start and you too mean, and then the crowd's like, no. So you kind of have to really, it's a balancing act. But we don't want that.
No.
We don't need that.
We really don't want. We just want you to laugh.
Yeah.
It's the only reaction.
And then afterwards, there was talk of my buddy Reggie. I do the podcast. He was talking with them afterwards, and like, he's like, hey, he thought he was helping. And of course, they always think they're helping.
They always think this. PSA, you're not helping.
No. So
we've got it. We're professionals.
Yeah, and I never met that guy before until that moment. So that was funny.
I knew it would be somebody that you were like 1 degree away from, because it's always that guy.
Yeah.
Yeah, I did. I played the 930 Club in DC as the opening for Calanni, and my dad came out and he heckled me during my set, and it was like 930 Club is this like historic punk venue that like I grew up going to shows at and stuff.
Cool.
So getting to like play it was a big deal for me, and then like my dad's the one that's like yelling at me, and I was like, why?
Yeah, they think they're helping, and that's why it doesn't help with all these fucking riff videos.
No, it really
doesn't.
doesn't.
Crowd work thing, and that's what they want, and that's funny, and it's just so. And it's funny, man. You'll see some of the shit that's viral now, and I'm like this dude's just a clown, dude. Like it's just feeding to this, and it's just because of there's certain things you talk about, and and like, the hateful people need a crowd,
No, yeah, it's really, really frustrating. I was in Cincinnati recently and like was like headlining a show, and these two gals just started. I said something, and they were like, "Oh, that happened to me," and they started just like starting to tell their story because I had taken a breath, and I was like, "Oh wait, I don't care." Like, I appreciate that. Please talk to me at the merch table after the show.
Yeah.
You can tell me everything then. But
the problem with stand up is everybody thinks they can help or contribute or this and that, and you don't get as much. Like no one's jumping on the stage to play some riffs on the guitar when the band's playing. So like, it's a little bit different and annoying, but it's also like, as a comic, you do still, when you're seasoned enough, you do have like that superpower. You're like, I could just destroy this person, but I'll be nice. You know what I mean?
I always think of it as like a verbal black belt where you're just like, I'm not gonna like, get your ass, but like I could.
Right.
It's in there.
I had this thing, I just mentioned this on my podcast yesterday, but I did an open mic recently, and the kid gave me shit because I didn't remember his name. And I'm like,
sorry, buddy.
I'm like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
I don't know. Open mic guy. I'm supposed to remember your name? Like, who the fuck? That's what it is. And I was telling my friend, like, I worked one of the first times I worked in SF at the club. I opened for Tom Rhodes, and then my buddy worked with him 6 months later and was asking him about me. He goes, I don't remember. And I was like, oh, that's how it is. Yeah. Because it's so many people you see, and then once you do the road more, you realize. And it's like, yo, motherfucker, make me remember you.
Yeah. Be memorable.
He was a clown, and then I roasted him when I brought him up, and it's like, yeah, man, I could, I would have even went harder, but I didn't have to. But I was like, just give him a few jabs.
Yeah. Also,
know your place.
Also, like, is this how you want me to remember you now?
Yeah.
I don't know if this is the memory.
I can bring it when I want. I'm not, because this is my workout. It's just open mic. You know what I mean? But guys, when you're coming up, you don't know. Everyone's still trying to figure out how. But you learn to be humble. Like, I remember hearing something about Hendrix would always, he said he could watch the worst band in the world, but he'd try and pull something from that.
Yeah.
So just shut up and observe and absorb like a sponge.
Yeah.
Don't try and,
It's a crazy time in America, guys. We got racist nerds now. You know this? We got racist nerds, which is crazy to me, because racism's dumb and nerds are supposed to be smart. Not these ones. They're like, Lord of the Rings needs to be all white. Lord of the Rings needs to be all white. I was like, okay, so you have no problem with black and white orcs, but not dwarves and elves? Who gives a shit? Oh, it's not historically accurate. It's not what Tolkien envisioned. Newsflash, neo-nerdsy. None of it's accurate. It's all make-believe. Like they went after Star Wars? I'm like, don't go after Star Wars. I love Star Wars. And then I realized if you could believe some alien with tentacles on his fish face could survive in the deserts of Jabba's palace, but there can't be a black stormtrooper, you might be a racist nerd. They went after Spider-Man, you guys? Spider-Man. They're like, oh, there's a black Spider-Man. I was like, okay, so you have no problem with the Irish-American Spider-Man for 3 movies. Then the British guy who played Spider-Man for 2 movies. Then the other British guy who played him for 3 more movies. Then they animated a black Spider-Man along 2 white Spider-Men and a Spider-Pig. But the black character bothers you? You might be a racist nerd. They went after the Little Mermaid, you guys. The Little Mermaid. They did a whole thing on Twitter. Hashtag not my Ariel.
Has your mom ever seen you perform?
Yeah, my dad never saw me perform. My dad would never come out. I invited him once. I was way back when I was back home in Cleveland, and I was doing a guest set at downtown. And I was like, hey, I'm going to do a set at the club. You want to come see me? He goes, huh? I said, comment? No, I'm going to that. That was it. So he never saw me. The mom's come a few times. But, I did Florida. The last time I did Florida, she came out.
She's in Florida now?
No, now she's in Ohio. She fell, and now she's all bedridden.
I'm sorry.
She's, it's a whole drama, dude.
Aging parents are awful. My mom died like 13 years ago, and my dad's like, has just never taken care of himself. His sister lives with him and keeps him alive, but he's still working, but it's like...
Oh, that's good. Sometimes you need that, I think, mentally.
Yeah.
I mean, I feel like my dad was sometimes like the funny one, and that's kind of where I'd get it from. And the first thing I did was impersonate him. And I will say one time there was like this dinner, and they're like, oh, yeah, because a lot of the family would go see him, like, hey, your son's got jokes about, oh, but he's got a lot of jokes about me. And then, I impersonated a couple of the jokes I did for them at the table. I stood up and did them, and everyone was dying, dude. Cause, and there's, when you're that spot on, there's nothing you can do. It's like, got him. And he's like, oh, he got me good. Everyone's laughing.
Roasted your ass, Dad. I got you.
But it's funny, too, because my father, my mom kicked me out when I was in 10th grade, and I had to go live with my dad. And then I remember I was a big Simpsons fan. See, I got it tattered on my arm.
Oh, hell yeah.
My Homer Hendrix.
That's awesome.
And he I was living with him, and I'd put on the Simpsons, and then he was a cartoon dinner. I'm like, I said, no, I'm watching the cartoon. I was so into the Simpsons. I stood up to my dad, and we're watching the Simpsons, motherfucker. And then I would record it too, right? And on my VHS, and then he'd tell people my son, he records these shows, and then he watches them again. He already saw it. If he already saw it once, why you gotta watch it again? That's stupid. So then, one time, it's like the Simpsons was an hour block, 6 to 7. the two of them. And I remember I was late for dinner. Dinner was at 6, you know, and like he'd have like, I don't know, a lot of times he had something, frozen wings he'd heat up or whatever.
Yeah.
So I come back home and I was late. It was like 6:10, and lo and behold, he was sitting in front of the TV with The Simpsons on, watching it with his dinner. And I'm like, there you go, buddy. Told you that shit's good.
The cat's in the cradle and the silver spoon.
I remember my dad too. Like somebody would see, like the thing would explode and hit a milk truck blew up, and he goes, "Oh, it's dumb. Why would milk blow up? That's so big gas." That's the joke, Fox.
Yeah.
What the fuck?
That's the joke, dude.
So, yeah, no, dude, he was a character. I remember saying like sometimes he would. It was funny but mean. Like if like if you stopped at the fucking street and then an old person starts crossing the street, taking forever. He's like, "Oh, you're doing with a favor. Just die already." See, it's funny.
No,
it's a
funny.
good reaction. It's mean, but it's funny.
It's this old Sicilian man.
Yeah, you
yelling
know,
at
you
it. I know.
Sana.
Yeah.
You know,
No, I
like,
get it.
that's how-
Fully.
Loud and up front, and yeah, dude.
I wish I wasn't. That side of the family is hard because they hardcore assimilated so much that there is like no Italian pride, and it's really frustrating.
Weird.
Yeah, like my grandmother was the one. I actually have a paper that I was trying to figure out if I could get citizenship through that, because we didn't know when my grandmother was born, if it was before or after they naturalized my great grandparents. They did it like right before she was born, and it sucks that this piece of paper that's like the date's wrong, and then also they had to say that they were not polygamists or what's the other thing? Polygamists or anarchists are the two things.
Wow.
Yeah, it's a crazy piece of paper. I'll show it to you after the thing. But it's I was like, God, how much bad news can a person get in a day? My great grandparents aren't even fucking anarchists. You're not the cool Italians.
That's funny.
But they were just very. I don't know. Baltimore has a little Italy. Like, it's cool, but like,
Oh, really? Yeah, we had one in Cleveland too. That's what I liked about San Francisco, though, because I did. I came up in comedy there, but they have a pretty big Italian one. North Beach is pretty nice.
Yeah.
Francis Ford Coppola has a spot there. I saw him there at the restaurant once, like long ago, and then I saw him on audition here once, like walking the room, like, fucking, that's Francis Ford Coppola's, you know. And then I sat down. It was funny. The first audition, you just sat down with him and his producer, and he just asked you questions, talk, and I told him about meeting him there. And then I got a call back, but then the callback was awesome. It was like 15, 12 of us, but you could tell already who he wanted. And the one young kid looked goddamn like a young Pacino, and both him and the girl were able to cry in the friggin' thing with all of us. I'm like, holy shit! But he would just like have us do improv things and stuff, so it was just cool to be with the master. Yeah, man, that was a trip.
That's so funny.
That's what's cool about LA though, because you could have that. Like, I was in, like, one of my things, I did SF, and then I did a Spike Lee cast me in something. It was a movie and a video game. But then I was like, all right, well, that's the ceiling here. And so then I came down to LA, and no one gave a shit. Like, LA is just like, they don't care about anything.
No.
Unless you can make them money right now, they don't give a fuck.
Don't give a fuck about anything that you've done before. There's a lack of object permanence with your career. Yeah. It's frustrating. Yeah. But at least you have like the SF ties. I wish I started here. I wish I'd started somewhere
It's a tough
else.
place to start, I feel.
I just didn't know.
You don't know any better. And
what took you to SF?
well, I was out. I was bored, and I just graduated school, college, and I just wanted to get out of Ohio. And my buddy and I remember one time I went to Vegas, and I looked out from the stratosphere, and I saw the mountains out west, and all the mountains. I'm like, wow, this is so different and beautiful and big and open space. And I want to go to Cali. And then my buddy was like, well, my sister used to live in San Francisco. That's a cool town. I'm like, all right, let's go. And like, no job, no place to stay.
Awesome.
3.5 days, we did it. He had a job lined up, but they didn't pay him dick. It was like a new .com. And so we got a motel in San Bruno for like 3 days, and then found a place, rented it, and within a year moved into San Francisco. And then that's where I was like, started doing stand up right away out there. Like at first I took an improv class and then I did that and then, but I'll tell you, man, that was one of the best decisions of my life because that town opened up my eyes to like cultures, food, and it's still like a city. It's like a mini New York, and it was great for comedy because it's they're really all about comedy. They're like smart crowds. They're great crowds. It's one reason why so many guys, Burr, Chappelle, like all these guys done specials there. Pryor went back there. Like it has this, and they really do appreciate it. In the club, they do it well. Like the thing is, like it's like I did a lot of the clubs. Like Tim Meadows brought me on the road for like 2 years, so I toured a lot of these clubs with them. And a lot of them are great, and we're seeing some great clubs and I've gone back. But some of them I also realized, and I would tell the booker at the Punchline, like you appreciate so much more what they do at the Punchline, how they run it, and like like some places you go and there's chatty or you're fighting with the crowd. They are so trained up there. They know, like, that's disrespect. You don't do that. You know what I mean? It's very rare that it would happen. It can sometimes, but, and there's a reason why Chappelle thinks it's his favorite spot, and like, there's something about that, which is great. But yeah, like I said, though, the industry, there's only so much industry there. And even like the Spike Lee was the rare thing. It was because of video games companies up there. And I'd start doing more and more industrials and all that Silicon Valley shit. And I was like, eh.
Well, then the shift started happening too. And it's like, I mean, it's like an unheard of story now of just being like, I'm gonna move out there with like no job and just get like a cheap place like an hour outside of the city and like,
And it wasn't even cheap. I remember it was still kind of, especially coming from Ohio.
Well,
and I had to get a job within a month. I found a job. It was tough though. It was stressful. But then I quit the job to pursue stand up after 3 years, and everybody's like, "Don't quit. It was too soon." But I totally quit too soon, and then struggled ever since. But I hated it. Like I almost got hit by a car once and killed, and then I was like, I don't want to die a copier salesman.
No.
So I was just like, fuck it, I don't care. And that's why even when I struggle now, it's like, I don't care. I've never cared. I've rolled in the ground, you know what I mean? I'm fine with that, dude. I'm comfortable there.
No,
you know what I mean?
Exactly.
It's around the rich. I ain't comfortable,
No,
so I have no problem.
Yeah.
You want more. You just want, even when I was doing all right, it was fine because it was consistent. It was like, I just want a little net. I don't need to be balling. I just want to do what I'm doing, love doing, and survive off of it.
Yeah. And I think if you grow up around like working class people, you're like, I just want this to be like a job that pays my bills.
Right.
And like, whatever, fame is this strange thing and who cares? But it's also like, can this just be a job that I can sustain life with?
You can't control any of that shit. It's just whatever is. You just got to keep. And to me, though, as an artist, because we're just artists, and you just want to keep creating.
Yeah.
That's all I want. Like, I feel like I already have half the next album done. You know what I mean? Like and I do feel this as you get older, you get better.
Yes. Yeah.
And then I'm also like newly single, and I want to say, whenever you're single, you're better.
Yeah.
Like that's all I've been working on.
Yeah.
You have nothing else bugging you.
Yeah.
You don't have to worry about, I got this. Now I got to say this to you that I'm going to go do this. You don't have to worry about nothing. You take what you do, just put your head down and hustle it.
Yeah.
And now I'm at the point is that's all I care. You're like, I'm gonna die one day. I just hope I leave some artistic shit I created out there.
Yeah. Yeah. Totally.
So I thank you for helping make that possible.
Yeah.
For getting the thing,
Getting it out there. I'm stoked.
Yeah.
I'm stoked. I'm Rivers Langley is our mutual friend, and he's the one that put us in touch. And I'm like stoked to get to know you during this. It's great.
You're super cool. We got you. So you're doing the show the 9th.
Yeah.
July 9th. We're gonna have the record release party show at Jay's Bar in Silver Lake. It's right on the border of Silver Lake and Los Feliz.
Yeah, it's gonna be a good ass time.
It's fun. They love you there. You're awesome, and that's it's a bar. So when you're a seasoned comic, you just handle it. I'm like, this is cool, and they loved you last time, and that'll be great.
Yeah,
and it's great to have someone like you. I always need at least one of yous on the show. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
so
yeah,
like give the people what they want. You
Yeah,
know, these
yeah.
other guys, we're gonna do this and that, but I don't have to worry.
Yeah,
You know what
yeah,
I mean?
yeah,
Shit's
yeah.
handled.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah, no. And me, I'm there taking bullets. I don't give a shit. I want to just build it up for a good show.
Well,
for
you're
y'all.
the man over there too.
Yeah, no,
you know?
yeah.
It's
They,
good.
it's almost too much though because they want to like bust your balls and
Yeah,
shit.
yeah,
You
yeah.
know what I mean? But
For sure.
it's fine. I love the place. They've kept me afloat, and yeah, it's good times.
Yeah.
And they asked for the stand up. That's why.
Yeah.
Because I was like, it's not always the best setup for it. They're like, but we want you come on. And I was like, fine. I was like
All
going
right.
all on the road. Like, you go to fucking all over the country to do comedy. Why can't you do it right here? We see you do trivia. I'm like, okay.
Fine, whatever.
But it's a cool bar. You get some celebs will
Yeah,
come
yeah.
in once in a while just because it's a quiet often. No one thinks there's anyone in there.
No, not at all.
That's what they like. But anyway.
That's awesome. No, that's gonna be fun. I'm stoked for people to hear it, which is great.
Yeah.
How are your cats doing?
Cats are great.
Yeah.
You'll appreciate this.
Yeah.
I've been putting stories up of Carpet because Carpet's a calico, is constantly bitching at me, and I have to constantly hit us meow, meow, meow. So like every morning, I wake up meow. All right, I get you food. Meow. Open the window. All right, it's open. Meow. So I was like, I might as well record it. So I started recording.
Sounds like you are in a relationship.
Oh
by the
yeah,
way.
no, dude. I'll drop comments to her. I'm like, yeah, it's funny though. I just realized make it see like if she's saying something good.
Yeah.
So I'll be like, oh, you want that one? Yeah. You want the window open? Yeah. Okay, you're welcome, man. Any problem? No
Yeah,
problem. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
So then anyway, Space Hog was playing on my thing when I was cleaning up, and I was like, hey, Carp, you like this? Yeah. And then, yeah. So I shared it, and then Space Hog shared it.
Oh, fuck yes. Oh, that's awesome.
They said how they loved it, and then they shared it, and I was like, thanks, Space Hog.
Hell yeah, that rules.
I was
love
like, I
that.
saw you guys open for the Chili Peppers in '96 in Cleveland.
Sick. That's amazing. You are a music fan. The
Love
album
it all.
closes with like a track of your own. Yeah,
I'm singing on it. So if you get the
Yeah.
album, you'll hear me actually sing on
Absolutely.
it with my band, The Hacks. I was in a band called The Hacks with my a couple comics. We're all comics. You might know Kevin Comia.
Yeah. I know
He
Kevin.
was our
Yeah.
bass player.
Yeah.
At the first making of it and
Hell
the
yeah.
genesis of it, and then the four of us, and then we recorded one album, Life Sucks, and but the Hacks Rule or something like that, and but we never released it digitally. And we never did anything with it. We pressed some CDs and that was it. And so then, yeah, it just felt like with this and the punk rockness to it, and I wanted a credit song. And actually, there's a Hack song on the open and intro of the special on YouTube, but there's no lyrics. It's just ominous. But at the end, I had that song, and I just wanted to play it. And if you see, there's a picture of Jello Biafra. I got some punk and stuff in it. But yeah, so that was the band, the Hacks, and Matt and I would sing, and I had the raspy voice. And so I also now we're going to make it a music video for it. We found some old Hacks footage.
Oh
Of
shit.
me playing live, and then I was going around LA getting a lot of footage for the video because I wanted that grimy urban punk. This is the city. It's because it's really a song about struggling.
Yeah.
And the song's called Liquor Store, about being so broke you'd want to rob a liquor store, and it's almost kind of funny too, where like. I forgot the Snickers bar, so I go back in, and it's like it's like Christmas time around my local liquor store. So, but I wrote that it was like when your buddy you opened for.
Yeah, my good friend.
Your good friend you playing Louie for. But when he was in war with Iraq, and I remember the gas prices were going up, and I was like a brand new comic, and I was in a relationship with a single mom, and we were raising a kid, and I just remember going to gigs, but the gas was so goddamn expensive, and it was like at least $4.50, which is what it is now at some place. Now it's more than like $6, and it was just funny how much. I was like, wow, a Republican president got us in a war over oil with the Middle East, and I'm like, wow. Same thing. I could do the same thing 15, 20 years later. It's crazy how much it connected. So I was like, yeah, so the video, I'm even touching on that a little. And Yeah, I'm hoping it'll drop the same day as the album.
Yes.
And
Fuck yeah.
I did see the track 13, Liquor Store.
Yep.
So I'm pretty stoked about that. Did you hear the song? What do you think of the song? You're a rocker.
I think it's great. It's fun. It's catchy.
The funny thing is, the guy who shot my special, him and his buddy, he was shooting something else he's shooting a pilot he'd made of his own. And he used it for the pilot. And I've yet to see how he used it. But he's like, I liked it. Because he was working on it so much. He's like, I keep hearing the song. I like it.
Yeah.
He's like, can I use it for my thing? I was like, go ahead. That's cool.
Hell yeah.
I still haven't heard how he used it. So I'm really curious.
That's what you want with music, right? It's
Yeah.
like, you want it all to get out there, but it's nice to be, I imagine it's like nice to be like, it's nice to have a different kind of artistic expression that isn't like the thing that you make your money with.
I will say, though, like I haven't played much, and then so there's this mic down the street from me, which has really helped me get I don't know, that's helped me keep the joy and then keep working on new shit. But on Sundays they would have this afternoon mic, which was music also. And that's the one thing about LA. There's a lot of garbage, a lot of trash, but there's also a lot of talent, like real talent. And I'd go and you'd see some of these musicians and amazing, right? Amazing. And nothing better too. First off, you got musicians as in the audience, which is way better than comics.
Way
Not
better.
bitter than annoying fucking comics.
Yeah, yep.
And it's so nice in between to just hear music. I don't have to hear about some depressed comic jokes. I could listen to a song. And so then, anyway, point is, I have my acoustic, and I was like, I'm going to go and play a song on the Sunday. And I did it. And girl, my voice all I was like, oh. I felt like I was so scary because these are real deal pros. Like the one guy's a studio musician, and even my voice it still wasn't all there, and I haven't played since in front of people. And I was like, I hadn't played in front of people in like 10 years. You know what I mean? And like, it's all about punk. I was like the sloppier one and this and that, and then you prove that acoustic shows all your mistakes.
Oh yeah.
So I definitely and like I had an audition recently, and that's the thing in this fucking business. Like you have one audition could change things, and and not even change my life, but give me a couple months work. And I had this thing, and it would have been it was a musical thing. But they needed a comedic part. I mean, I could say what it was, but I didn't get it. It was it was one of the train conductors on a Harry Potter thing.
Oh,
so they already had Warner Brothers approval. It was really cool, and I was just a funny part. And they go, oh, and one more thing at the audition, you got to sing a couple lines. So you'll just be part of a group, but and I was like, what? I got to sing by myself for all these people.
Like
so
right
then
now.
I practiced at that mic in front of the audition, and I was like, what did I pick? I don't know. I picked a Dylan song, Shelter from the Storm. Okay, his voice sucks. I can't fuck it up much worse, right? So I did the thing, and I remember doing the thing. I memorized it for like 2 weeks of practice, and I had one of the guys laughing, and I was like, all right. And then I did the song, and then that was it. I never heard from them again.
Oh no.
I say like 2 verses and Dylan and never heard from you again. So it sucks because all these out here, these fuckers got all the powers. You know, you got to have all the talents, and that one got me, man. And I wanted that one too. You know, like
that
one where you're like,
lot.
I would have killed on the funny.
Yeah.
And we're working with kids. They would just been cool, but I guess my singing didn't make the cut. But I do have a single coming out.
Yeah, you
July
got
10th.
you got a musical single coming out on July 10th. I mean, they're wrong. Hey, we've learned about the world of Harry Potter. They're wrong about a few
They
things.
get some things wrong.
Yeah,
That is true.
yeah.
They do get some things wrong.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh, that's funny, man.
Absolutely.
That's funny.
Trans women are women, and Sal Calanni has a good voice.
Right. And that was that's the funny thing too, because a lot of people that was the thing too, the audition. It was mostly all like it was the women and gay men, and like big gay men I could hear them singing through the wall, like they're just ripping it off, like ripping the ceiling off, and I got to go follow that with my Shelter from the Storm. Right? So, but it's funny how like a lot of like the trans or the gay communities all into the theater. It's just that one fucking woman who made all that Harry Potter's got to keep mouthing off. And it's,
Seriously.
And then even HBO is probably like, great, we got a new show coming out, and now this. You know?
Yeah, exactly. Total fucking asshole.
But yeah, those guys are killing it that day. I mean, that's the thing though. As you get older, you appreciate
Yes.
talent.
Yeah.
That's all, you know what I mean? And
Well, because you know how much work goes into getting there.
right.
You know?
And if those guys appreciate you, it's cool. And
Yeah.
that's like, you have just that mutual respect, and that's all you want. Sometimes I look at other comments, I'm like, yeah, we're just coworkers. They just make way, way, way more money than me.
Yeah. Honestly, yeah, that is what it is. It's like, I can do the same thing as you. There's just
Right.
been like an element of like luck and lottery and like, you know, a team of, you know,
Right.
the vultures liked you.
Right, right.
So I
you
always
know, then all you can do is just, you know, keep going. That's all.
Yeah.
Because once you're in, you're in. You're like, what else are you going to do? It's too fun. You know what
Yeah.
I mean?
No, absolutely.
I'm a loser, I'm a loser, I'm a loser. I'm a boozer, I'm a boozer, I'm a boozer. Drug abuser, drug abuser, drug abuser. Lost my humor, lost my humor, lost my humor. Oh, bro, my HMI go. Wave the gun at the clerk, start dishing on my dough. Go aside and I'm back again. Stickers I can't ignore. Gotta be as like a scam. Rob your local liquor store.
I think it's like a different kind of vulnerability. Like music is so different from stand up in
Yo.
that way.
Dude, I'll say this. Like, okay, you could talk, you lyrically, you could be way more vulnerable. But it's not as hard playing live. Like,
Yeah.
Now, okay, if I was by myself, and yes, I couldn't make mistakes, this and that. But with a live band,
Yeah.
I'm behind that guitar, so I don't care
No.
what the audience thinks.
No.
And even if the audience ain't even into it, I don't care. I can wail and have a good time.
You've got each other on
Right.
stage.
You don't
too.
need them as much
No.
as you need them in stand up.
Yeah, yeah,
And
yeah.
that's the thing. Like, I'd felt invincible. Like, I remember I hurt my ankle one time jumping off speakers or something, and like I was just a nut. But I loved it. It just felt invincible. And my buddies were all really good.
Yeah.
And my buddy Matt was the melody guy. So I didn't have to be the guy.
Yeah.
I could be that guy. I could be
Totally.
the Sid Vicious. And I totally welcomed that. And the
yeah.
crowd loved it. And I was left-handed. And some of the real punkies loved my voice.
Yeah.
And I remember we did one of these shows and early on, and I was singing, and then Matt sang, and then someone just yelled out, "Let Lefty sing!" And he's like, "What do you say?" I'm like, "Don't worry, fuck him, let's go." You know what I mean? Like,
That's awesome.
you know, so it was definitely, but I was definitely like the sloppier player. But this song was one that, I wrote. I came up with the whole thing, and then I remember my buddy Matt was like, because you can't really hear it when we're playing it live, and then when he was recording it and then listening to the lyrics, he's like, "Oh man, his lyrics are really funny, dude. It's a really good song."
Yeah.
I was like, "Oh, thanks, brother."
That's awesome.
But yeah, a lot of that stuff you just capture in that moment, and like, this is
Yeah.
what I was feeling, and here it is, and I'm glad I get to share it, and I thank you for letting
Yeah.
getting it out there, and yeah, we'll see. I mean, punk rock's dead, but maybe we could.
Yeah, sometimes you can look at its corpse.
Yeah. Hey, who knows? Maybe James Gunn will use
Yeah.
it for Man of Tomorrow.
Absolutely.
Can we
Hey,
get that?
fucking fingers crossed. Let's
Yeah.
make that shit
Come on.
happen.
Can we?
Yeah, hell yeah. Well, the album is Mental Spillness. It's available everywhere July 10th, but when you're hearing this right now, if you're hearing it the day it drops, the week that it drops, you can pre-order it right now on Bandcamp, iTunes, and Amazon, and it'll stream everywhere starting on the 10th. Sal, where can people find you online? What should they be? How can they support you?
SalCalanni.com, at Sal Calanni on Instagram, Facebook, YouTube, TikTok. All those. But at Sal Calanni, I have a podcast called Spitballing with Sal and Reg. That's out there. And hit me up on the IG. You'll find me through Brandie or Burn This Records.
Yeah. Follow Sal. Come see him when he comes to your town. Listen to his
Yes,
album.
please do.
He's an absolute delight.
LA, July 9th. Come out to the party.
Please.
Brandie and I will be there
Hell yeah.
getting laughs.
Hell yeah. All right, everybody. We'll talk to you next time. Bye-bye.